Hello everybody, my name is Hagen and I'm going to show you how I took my old PS4 and turned it into a little piece of art for myself. I should say that this is my first project ever, so if you see some mistakes along the way, which I guarantee you will, please have some mercy. Taking on a project like this was quite challenging considering my lack of experience in diorama building or model building at all. And I kind of knew that going in that this was going to be a challenging task ahead. But the thing that probably surprised me the most was the fact that there were so many art mediums in between the whole process. I mean, just from painting alone, you have things like weathering and other techniques that really add to the detail of a diorama, and to do those well, you have to have a lot of experience and a lot of skill, which I do not currently have, but doing projects like this, and this project in particular, really let me experience new things and learn new things, and hopefully I can get to that level one day. After about a day and some change of work, this is what I had to show for it. I knew there was a lot more things to add and a lot more detail to add, but I was liking how it was looking so far and decided to keep pushing forward. You'll be able to see in these next few clips the first half of the diorama that I already completed. I did that off camera and was using it as a reference so that I could get it as close as possible to this half, making them look similar. I also apologize if I sound a little goofy right now. I went under the weather and I'm not feeling too great, and my voice is pretty screwed up. So if it sounds like I'm speaking in a tunnel, that would be the reason why. As you can see, I was pretty generous when applying the grass on this half of the diorama, but now it's time to move on to the house and the main structure and just different details that would go on to the base, such as like the pier and the bridge and whatnot. I would say honestly, this was my favorite part, kind of doing the construction, if you will, of the house and the bridge and stuff like that. It was just very rewarding once you had a small piece of balsa wood and then you turn it into a little structure. It was really fun. Okay, I lied. This was my favorite part. Spray painting a finish onto a primer onto the structures and piers and bridge and logs. That was probably the funnest part, honestly. And then I moved on to probably the scariest part, actually, which was painting. I've never been really good at painting. I always screw it up somehow. So on something that took me so long to build, painting on it was pretty scary. But I mean, at the same time, you can kind of make corrections, and kind of adapt as you go if you have a screw up or something like that. So not as scary or daunting as I kind of make it out to be, but once you get to the later stages and you're doing the detail and stuff, messing up at kind of those points is when it gets real scary. And you'll probably be asking yourself right now, why is the roof a baby puke green? Yeah, so I initially wanted to make it yellow, bright yellow, so that when you peered through the window, it had this kind of vibrant look to it. But unfortunately, my brush was dipped in something else, and I can't remember now. It was a couple days ago, but it made the roof and ceiling of the attic green. So I tried to adapt. I let that dry, and then I did a yellow coat and made a little pattern on the attic, and it looked quite nice after that. But yeah, not what I had planned. That's kind of exactly what I was just talking about 30 seconds ago. I was kind of going for a more rustic vibe with the roof, and I kind of like how it came out. The metal sheeting, which I used from, I believe it was a muffin, you know, like those little muffin or cupcake wrapper things, but then I flattened it out, and they have little grooves in them, so it looked really nice for kind of like a metal sheeting on a roof or something like that. And you'll probably notice too that I skip around a bunch. This is not exactly in chronological order of how I did everything. It was mainly just for the viewing experience. Otherwise this video would be about 2 hours long, and I don't think anybody would want to sit through 2 hours of me screwing up. So yeah. I actually went and tested this resin before I, risked everything with putting it on the diorama, and everything went smoothly. So I did it with the diorama, and surprisingly, it went way smoother than I had anticipated. So I was really happy with that. Added some Mod Podge on top to give it a little bit of texture, make it look like there's waves, which I actually had to redo a couple days later. I just wasn't liking how it was looking. But yeah, so I'm pretty close to done at this point. I only have the kind of natural details like the trees and bushes and stuff left to add, as well as the grass on the side paneling of the PS4. Once those are done though, I thought it was in a pretty good spot to be finished with it, so that I don't constantly just go over the details, which I could do for hours on end. But yeah, so everything was looking quite nice, and this is where I left it. So I guess this is the end of the video. Hopefully you got to maybe learn something along the way as I'm learning things, or had a chuckle or two, or maybe you're just here to make fun of me in the comments. Either way, like and subscribe if you can. It would be greatly appreciated. And hopefully I will see you guys next time.